Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today we're gonna make a rugelach, and this is a really fun cookie? I think you're gonna have fun making this, and I'm using my food processor today. If you don't have a food processor, you don't want to use a mixer. You want to use just a bowl with like a pastry knife or cutters just to cut up the butter and cut everything into the flour mixture. But I'm using a food processor today. So I'm going to start by putting my flour in, and my sugar, and my salt. And I'm going to just mix this up a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to put my butter in. You want nice cold butter. And I'm going to put my cream cheese in. And again, you want nice cold cream cheese. And then I'm going to add in my sour cream. If you want to use yogurt, feel free to use yogurt. There we go. And I want to pulse this just until I get something the size of like a pea. Like pea-size crumbs. And I'm almost there. This has been like pulse number 10 or 11. I mean, it doesn't take long at all. You can see that we've got pea-sized pieces in there. So that is what we want. And I'm going to take that off. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to pour this right onto my counter. And I want to start mixing it together just with my hands, just to get everything to combine. You can see it slowly coming together. You want to make sure you don't overhandle anything, because you don't want to melt that butter too much. Here we go, look at that, it's all together. So I'm going to roll this into a log. You can see it's already starting to melt. There we go. That looks pretty good. Just going to scrape off the bottom a little bit. Don't want to lose any goodness. There we go. And then I want to cut this into 4 pieces. And then I'm going to just grab a piece of plastic wrap. And I'm going to squish it down to about 2.5 centimeters to 1 inch. And then I'm going to wrap it up. We'll do the next one. So this is going to go into my refrigerator for about 2 hours just to set up and chill. See you in a moment. So these have been in my fridge for about 1.5 hours now, and they have firmed up really well. So I'm just going to set them aside for a moment. I've gone ahead and melted some chocolate here. And I want to mix in some cinnamon and salt and some brown sugar. And this is going to look a little bit granular, and that's okay, because when you cook everything, the sugar is going to melt. We don't have to worry about tempering the chocolate because we're going to be baking it. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. And I've got an egg here that I'm going to whisk, and I've added a teaspoon of water to it, and that's just to create a wash. Okay, so I'm going to take one of my discs and I'm going to unwrap it. Oh, that looks great. And I'm going to generously flour my countertop. And I'm going to roll this out. little bit more flour. So you can see some separation here, and I'm just going to squish that together with my fingers before I just do a last roll, just to make sure I've got everything put together. If I need to steal a little bit from the outside edge, I can do that and fill in a few little cracks here and there. That's better. That's better. So I've rolled that out to about 20 centimeters or 10 inches. I'm going to take my lifter and I'm just going to go underneath just to make it a bit easier for the next step. Here we go. Okay. I've got a little bit of separation. There we go. It's all stuck back together. I'm going to take my chocolate, and I'm going to take about a quarter of it, and I'm going to spread it out evenly on here. I have to work pretty quickly because the dough is cold, so it's going to start setting the chocolate. But I also don't want the chocolate to melt the dough, so there's a bit of a balancing act there. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this into 16 pieces. So there's 2, there's 4, and that will be 16 there once I get all the way around. And I think a pizza wheel would work really well at this point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the wide part, and I'm going to roll it into itself just like that. That's looking really nice. So you can see I've got half of one side done, and I'm just going to spread these onto my pan. I'm going to do 4 across, leaving a couple inches in between each because I don't want them to stick together. And I'm going to finish that. So that's the first disc done. I'm going to take my pastry brush and I'm just going to lightly brush these with an egg wash. And now that I've got them all brushed with egg wash, I'm going to do maybe a couple with just a few little sprinkles. I think it might be kind of fun. You can also use crystallized sugar, or you can just leave them plain. So I'm just going to do a few with the little sprinkles. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my discs. We're going to bake them in a preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. These look so lovely. They took about 18 minutes in my oven, and your oven's going to be slightly different just because ovens are all different. Also because, I mean, the thickness of the pastry might vary a little bit. So I mean, keep an eye on them. I set my timer for about 20 minutes. I checked them at about 18 and went, oh my goodness, they're almost perfect. And so I pulled them out of the oven when they got this golden brown. Like, you can just see how beautifully golden they are. I'm not so fond of the ones with the sprinkles on them. I like the plain looking ones. I think they're more traditional and pretty. But I want to dink my teeth into these and see how they are. I mean, oh, they smell so good. There's that bit of a crunch on the bottom. The chocolate's not overly sweet. I mean, the inside you can definitely see a spiral. They're really nice. I wonder if you've ever made rugelach before. Thanks for watching. Those are really good. Like really